Welcome to another episode of the Online Prosperity Experience podcast. You're about to hear your host, Prosper Taravinga's powerful digital marketing strategies and actionable tactics that you can use right now. Prosper has helped more than 50,000 people from over 10 countries to create meaningful businesses that are profitable and enjoyable. Listen to this podcast so that you too can build your own business with less stress and overwhelm. Let's get started.
How to attract life coaching clients that are willing and able to pay your prices. And I can understand if you're a life coach right now, you must be finding it difficult for you to actually generate a consistent flow of leads. And I do appreciate that attracting life coaching clients who are willing and able to pay your prices can be a challenging task. But in this podcast, I'm going to be giving you some strategies that can help. In fact, I'm actually going to be giving you 8 tips that will actually help you attract life coaching clients that are happy to pay your prices. Okay. So if you are not a life coach and you're thinking, oh, maybe I don't need to be listening to this show, I also want you to know that if you're a passionate business owner, you could be a consultant, a coach, or a small to medium business owner that is passionate about doing the work that you're meant to be doing and living an inspired life while you're doing so, you also are in the right place, my friend. Today, yes, I might just be talking about life coaches because I just got off a call with a life coach and I can't wait to snitch on them. But my mission is to help inspired business people like yourself to build a brand that they're proud of and create a lifestyle that they absolutely love. And every single day at 12 p.m. AEST, I sit around here and, like I said, snitch on people that I would have spoken to in order to help you figure out how you can actually make sense of the internet while in the process of creating a business that's profitable and enjoyable. Okay, so like I said, do acknowledge and I understand that maybe you might feel like this is not the right podcast for you, but I want you to hang in there because these 8 tips will actually help you attract more of the clients that you're looking for, whether you're a life coach or a consultant or small to medium business. We just have to put a topic out there just so that, you know, it's relevant to the audience that we're creating for and relating to. Okay, so without further ado, let's dive into this and figure out the 8 tips that I'm going to be giving you to help you attract, these clients that are happy to pay your prices. Okay, life coaches, bless them, they've got a good heart. I mean, they're really helping people with either their health, their wealth, or their relationships. And a lot of people don't quite really think they need a life coach, but tables are turning ever since the pandemic. A lot of people are really seeking for experts that know, what it is that they're doing, that can see around the bends in order for them to not make a mistake with their lives. You know, our health was at risk, our relationships were put to the test. And, our wealth was also put to the test because nobody would go to work. So this is a really good time for life coaches to actually be out there in full force, helping people get their lives back. But let me tell you something, from the experience that I've been receiving, most life coaches, I know they've got a big heart and they love what they do and they want to help everybody, which is great. And it's also one of the reasons why I absolutely love working with life coaches. I'll tell you why in a moment. But for them to attract their clients who want to pay the fees that they are charging, let me tell you something, passion is not enough. And I can understand it can be quite demotivating when you're hoping to, put food on the table, when you keep jumping onto discovery calls with people who absolutely love what it is that you do and want what you're giving to them, but they cannot afford to pay for it. They're not willing or able to pay for it, or people just don't understand why they need to pay to get help from you. But I don't want you to worry anymore. This podcast is actually going to be helping you in order to start really enjoying the work that you're doing out there, and for you to actually grow your business in ways that you don't have to beg clients to actually start working with you, and you don't even need to sacrifice your income to do what it is that you love. You can actually have both. You can also have freedom while you're actually working on it. So I'm going to be trying to walk you through my simple step-by-step plan and show you exactly how easy it can be for you to actually start attracting the right kind of people with the right kind of pain that are willing and able to pay for your services. Okay, so there's one thing of having a market of people that are going through stress. You can literally tell they need your service and things of that nature, and then there's one thing to actually get them on a call with you and then eventually pay for your services. And if it's a life coaching sort of gig, you might want to work with somebody from 6 months, 12 months, moving forward. And then obviously that involves a lot of time, money, and effort on your part. And it also attracts with it a need for people to actually compensate you for that time and experience that you already have. And not a lot of people fully understand or grasp the need to hire a life coach. So I'm gonna be helping you with these 8 tips that will help you to start attracting your life coaching clients that are happy to pay for your services. The first thing that you want to do is you need to identify your target market. The reason why I'm saying this is you're going to be spending a lot of time with these people. Are they the people that you absolutely love to get results for? Are they the type of people that have the mindset that will actually help you help them? Okay, because there's one thing, to go to somebody who doesn't even need to be helped, and you are nothing but a nuisance to them. Okay, so you need to identify who are these people that you absolutely love working with, and what do they want you to ask of you, or what do they want you to help them with? If you are clear on this specific question, what do your target market want you to help them achieve? Is it their health? Is it their wealth? Or is it their relationships? Because we all know that people are looking for solutions that will actually help them be happier, be richer, be thinner, and be better looking than their friends. Okay, so what is it in that grand scheme of things that they're looking for you to help them? Because if you define your target audience and you actually identify who your ideal client is and create a profile that actually includes maybe their demographic information, their pain points, and whatever aspirations they have, it's easy for you to now go onto social media, easy for you to create a podcast like this, easy for you to literally invite people that you can see, that might need the results that you are selling. And this will actually help you tailor your marketing efforts and your communication style to actually appeal to this target audience. Because if you don't understand them and they don't understand you, people do not respond to marketing that is not speaking to them. All right, so you want to first of all you look at the people that you're already serving right now. Okay, the people that you are getting the best results for. You want to identify your happiest life coaching clients, or your clients overall. Okay, so you want to ask yourself, which of your clients are super happy to work with you, and which ones are really enthusiastic about showing up to their group coaching or showing up to their own private session, and what do what is it that they're asking more from you off of? Because it's easier for you to actually sell to those people that already know, like, and trust you than to try and convince other people who don't quite know you as yet. So you want to increase what is called mind share instead of you going for you want to increase wallet share instead of you trying to work on market share and mind share, so that these people get to know, like, and trust you a lot more. Because if somebody comes to you just for health reasons, okay, you've got an opportunity to speak to them about their wealth. You've got an opportunity to speak to them about their relationships, and this can be a whole lifetime of services and products that you can actually sell to the one person, instead of you trying to flex your muscles in a market that is jaded and wouldn't even care any less about the existence of your business. So you want to check amongst your clients who is actually enthusiastic to work with you, who is actually sending you thank you cards and gifts because they actually appreciate you so much. Those are your ideal clients, all right? So you want to put them in a petri dish, study them, and you need to make sure you listen to their words carefully. How do they describe their pain? How do they describe what you have done for them? Use those words as marketing collateral, because that's what other people that are in the same shoes as they are actually also going through. And if you can actually trap them or find them using the exact words that they're using, because if people assume that you can articulate their problem better than they can, they already assume that you've got a solution to that problem, okay? But the tricky part is that once you start working with them, maybe during the discovery call, even they become aware of their problem in a way that they weren't before they met you. But in order for you to actually start attracting these people, you want to make sure that these guys are a great match and to you, and you actually need to know what they were thinking before they started working with you. And a good way to actually tap into this information is to ask the right question during the onboarding form. How did they come across your work? What were they doing? And the kickoff session. So I have downloads that you can actually use in order for you to really tap into that first session, because that's when they're still raw. That's when they're still, unaware of the actual solution and how to actually define the problem that they're going through. They are using their own layman terms, because when we then go out in the marketplace there, we are using our expertise and the jargon for the marketplace, and people don't quite connect with that, right? So you want to make sure you record these sessions for your future reference. And obviously you've got to ask them if you can record that, because people are usually spilling their guts and their private lives in there, but you're just using it for marketing purposes, right? So you want to ask a lot of questions about where your client is and how they actually feel and what their desires are and why they decided to work with you. All of this information is gold, because once you know that, you now know, how you can justify their failures. You now can encourage their dreams, and you can literally allay with their fears and help them throw rocks at their enemies. That will make these people, really, really glued to the solutions that you're going to be offering them, and they will actually trust it, because you would have actually created in such a way that it's personalized, and they actually know what the outcome would be that they will be working on. And if you're a coach or consultant, or especially since we're talking to life coaches right now, if you find yourself cold calling potential clients and having them hang up in your face, it's because you're not speaking their language. You're not attracting them to you. And if you're spending time sending out hundreds of emails without even getting as much as, hey, thank you so much for reaching out, that's a symptom of a really big problem where you haven't identified enough of your target market. And in the process of you literally being there for your audience, you need to start creating content. And how do you create content if you don't know the very thing that brings these people to you? Okay. And while you're out there, while you're really understanding your clients, you now get really good testimonials and referrals, and you start developing a strong brand. Okay. In the process, you really want to be creating a unique and compelling brand that actually stands out in a crowded coaching market. This happens when you absolutely have pinpointed and actually taken out from the Me Too coaches out there. Because if you can really, really pinpoint who your target audience is, you now get known for that brand. Okay, so you need to make sure that your website, your social media, your marketing materials all reflect the expertise that you now have. You now understand who these people are that you are trying to reach out to. And one thing that happens when people hear about you for the first time, or come across you for the first time, obviously they're skeptical. They don't quite know if they can believe themselves, or let alone believe you. And if somebody is in need of a life coach, they're going through a lot of stuff, all right? So you want to make sure you are with them throughout the way. That's why you need to be building the right funnels for your life coaching website. Yes, it's good and all to have a website which just basically has your about us, your homepage and your offering and things of that nature. But behind the scenes, you need to craft a lead capturing funnel and a nurturing system that then turns these prospects into leads who literally buy from you. Okay. So you need to craft your customer journey from the time they get to hear about you when you talk to them in their language, and then you've gotten their attention. All right. After that, they are going to need to consider whether they need this service or not. And then there's going to be a part where they actually make a decision, and then eventually they then schedule a call with you in order for them to actually get onto the discovery call with you. So this actually takes a very long time. It could actually take 3 days, it could take 3 months, it could take 3 years. So you want to make sure that you've built the right funnels that are actually nurturing these leads up until they get to know you, like you, and trust you. And remember, these people are going to be giving you information that pertains to their health, their wealth, and their relationships. And all of this stuff is private to them. You need to literally show them you can help them by actually helping them. But you can't be there for everyone at every stage of their buyer's journey. So what do? You need to create the right funnels, which will then turn these prospects into leads who buy from you. So you want to make sure you've got the right funnels on your website to then draw these people in once they land on your website. One of the things that you need to have is some sort of a lead capturing funnel where people would exchange a bit of information with their email address, some low-hanging fruits, something that can literally save them, help them with whatever health, wealth, or relationship problem they might be going through. So you want to create a freebie that actually speaks to the struggles that you have uncovered in all these calls that you've been having with people or your onboarding forms. All right. And you want to give them what they're actually looking for. So in a simple format that they can easily absorb, like a PDF or a podcast like this, or a video, which literally speaks to them and they can actually understand that they need to do something about the problem that they have. Otherwise, they are just going to be stuck in some sort of a rut, okay? So you can just then, from there, once you have gotten their information, you can then start sending them a couple of emails to, prompt them to jump on a discovery call with you either right away or whenever they're ready. And just 2 simple funnels are more than enough. One to get them on your email list, and one to actually get them onto a discovery call. So I spoke about that. I think it was episode number 44, where I said if you're not generating leads while you sleep, you're going to be working for the rest of your life. It's just a knockoff Warren Buffett's quote that says if you're not making money while you sleep, you're going to be working for the rest of your life. So in these funnels, you then have an opportunity to literally market to these people because they've given you permission by giving you their email address, and you can actually start offering unique content and literally helping these people by actually helping them. All right. You need to clearly articulate what it is that you're going to be doing for them and why you differ from everybody else. You need to highlight your skills, your experience, your credentials, and explain how you can literally help them achieve their goals, because obviously you are still a suspect to them. They have not yet turned into a fully qualified prospect. And usually the best way for you to actually connect with these people is find out what is it that you're actually maybe embarrassed with and you're actually struggling with right now, and what is it that you're doing about it. Just simple things like that. When you can show them that you too are human and you're not just this person who's going to be just speaking above them or speaking at them, you start creating rapport with them. And once you've got rapport, it makes it super easy for people to actually convert into customers that pay, stay, and refer. But while they are in this, nurturing system, you need to be providing them with content. Okay, so the internet is created based on communities, conversations, and content. Okay, where you found these people is usually maybe on social media, or maybe you're networking with other professionals, or you found them at a industry event or things like that. Those are the communities where these people are. And if you ask the right questions, they will tell you where some of their friends are congregating, and you can just go there with the right content to lure them back to the right funnels that you have created. And you can continuously do that, so you can generate leads, on autopilot, right? So within these communities, people are already talking. Are you part of the conversations? Are you feeding into the conversations with content? Okay, are you giving people a frame of reference, a point of distinction, how they can actually pay or start to pay attention to you? So you want to create the content that your coaching clients are actually looking for. All right, so let's say it's to do with health, or with wealth, or relationships, and people are trying new different diets, and then maybe they've tried it for 30 days and they're asking their friends what they're doing wrong. You can actually chime in as an expert and say, hey, you're trying to take away 30 years worth of weight in 30 days. It doesn't work like that. You know what I mean? It takes 21 days. It takes 21 years to be 21 years old. So, you start giving them, realistic expectations as to how they can actually do it and who they need, to contact. And you just so happen to be the expert that they're looking for. You know what I mean? So the content that you create, make sure it leads them back to your website. All right, so you could create a video or a podcast like this, get people to actually click onto something that they can then find on your website, and maybe for them to have access to it, they need to leave you with their email address. So that's why having a lead nurturing funnel is super, super important. And at the top of the funnel, you just create content that your coaching clients are actually looking for. So you want to write articles that actually rank in search engines, and you can repurpose these articles into reels on Instagram, or maybe into a live video on Facebook or YouTube, whatever media that can actually be utilized in order for you to create for and relate to this audience. And then you use search engines and social media to actually find your audience and direct them back to your website. Make sure you are taking people from these traffic sources back home with you, okay? And then make sure once they show up at your website, you've got something for them to grab, on their way out, okay? So this process actually sounds pretty simple in reality. And it is simple, you know what I mean? And simple is always best. But a lot of people don't do it. They just want to continue, putting social media memes on, on social media, and just creating a 1 or 2 page website, and then they call it a day. All right. I want to ask you something. What would you actually do when you start getting a lot more demand for your services than you can possibly handle? Would you maybe raise your prices, or would you start firing those lousy clients that just showed up? Or would you actually just start choosing projects that you actually love working on? Or would you expand your business? Because this is what we are all working for. It's quite surprising for me, man. Like the coaches that I speak to, they or the consultants or small to medium businesses, they always dream of having a perfect customer that arrives from seemingly nowhere, already convinced that they want to buy. And when that inevitably fails, you know what they do? They just build a website and start posting a few reels and memes on social media, and then they wait. And you and I both know that without a steady demand, of excess buyers that are willing and able to buy from you, you're gonna have to end up accepting work that usually comes your way at the price that literally just wins the job at terms that have been set by the buyer. And that's no way to be living. You become an underling to the whole relationship, and the client can come and go as they choose, just predicated on the fact that you were desperate in trying to bring them in. And you're probably asking yourself, then how do I get these potential ideal clients to come to me instead of me trying to find them? So basically what I can then do, if you actually were listening to this podcast, I can teach you how to start earning trust before the sales process actually begins. This, you can do it by content, just like what I'm doing with this podcast here. It's 24 minutes now, and you've been listening to this. You've probably taken down a few notes. What this does is I am strengthening the relationship that we both have, in order for you to actually start, working with us, right? And then I'll also then help you, because I mentioned about the sales funnels and everything else. I'll help you design a self-guided path for customer engagement. I told you there needs to be at least 12 to 20 touch points before somebody even decides to get on a discovery call with you. And then I'll also help you build that sales funnel that perpetually fills itself without you having to do much, so that you don't become a statistic and you can actually start generating leads while you sleep, my friend. And then eventually, when these leads start coming in, you can actually then respond effectively to only the best opportunities for your business, the best people that you think are going to be your ideal target audience. All right. And pretty much in the process of us working together, you actually learn how to market your service business in the most intentional way possible. It's not a good way to be when you're cold calling potential clients and having them hang up in your face, or you're sending out hundreds of emails and nobody's even, betting an eye lead, or you're spending thousands and thousands of dollars on ad spend and not even generating any qualified leads, when you can literally put out reasonable content, really connect to your audience, and put a couple of sales funnels, and then start turning all those prospects into leads that actually buy from you, and they're actually willing and able to buy from you. And the best part about it all is, once these people are in with you, you can actually start selling more to them and get more of a wallet share than trying to get new customers every time, or try to reinvent the wheel with new people all the time. And I'll teach you how to actually retain these customers and turn them into fans. Okay, because when somebody has health, wealth, or relationship issues, they already know some of the people that are going through the same thing like that. Okay, so if you no longer have to climb the ladder of success with your hands full of trying to get leads, trying to service those leads, guess what happens? You are left being able to deliver a world-class experience for the clients that you have. And it then increases customer value, because if you're really helping people by actually helping them, they're not going to want to go anywhere else. And then you would now start having people that refer to you. And if somebody's happy about you, guess what they start doing? They start talking about you, even at a barbecue, or even at a in the bus, to strangers that they just come across, because they're just happy and they're literally positively glowing just by you, helping them. So, like I said, this process sounds pretty simple, but in reality, it is, simple is always the best. It can be effective if you do the right thing without adding any fluff. You know what I mean? These 8 points that I've just spoke to you would actually help you to start generating hundreds of qualified high-ticket leads like clockwork, so you never have to rely on cold calling or emailing just to beg clients to hire you. And to the life coach that gave us the content for today, thank you so much, because now you've actually helped me give this value to an audience, so that they too would not go through the same mistakes that you have encountered. And I really want that once you have these customers, you can now start creating diverse recurring revenue streams that will actually help you skyrocket your profitability and ensure that your business remains 100% bulletproof, even during market downturns, even during global pandemics, even during sweeping lockdowns. You know why? Because you've got people that are willing and able, that are either waiting to start working with you or are already in the pipeline. They're just waiting for the right time for them to actually start converting. And eventually you, my friend, would actually be amongst the highest paid life coaches, consultants, or small to medium businesses out there. But the key is to listen, so you can actually infuse your knowledge into valuable content. Just like I listen to people and I've just given valuable content to you right now. I listened to the life coach that I was speaking to. I heard what their problems are, and I realized that they are not really creating for and relating to their audience. And guess what? It gave me fodder for this podcast. So you need to listen and then find out what their actual problem is, and then you can infuse the knowledge into valuable content, and then you make sure you've got the right tools to then harvest the leads that show up on your website. And as you will notice in the show notes, we have a lead magnet that you can actually get started on the journey to working with us. All right, so you might like the freebie that I have with this podcast. Just click the link below. Either you can schedule a call with us or just download the freebie and then start and see what sort of journey we're creating for our clients. I can't wait to see what it is that you're going to be doing with this information, because once you get it right, you, my friend, will be able to create a business that's profitable and enjoyable. Bye for now.
Thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions, let's continue the conversation in the Live Long Digital community. Become a Live Long Digital community member today. This community is for ambitious entrepreneurs and small business owners with the drive to take control of the future of their businesses and achieve huge success without stress and overwhelm. As you heard, Prosper can help you by teaching you marketing strategies that work. So look no further than the Live Long Digital community of entrepreneurs and highly successful business owners. Join our community today. Find us on www.community.livelongdigital.com.au. Network with other driven entrepreneurs and find the expert guidance you need to take your business to the next level. www.community.livelongdigital.com.au.